Hey everyone, this is London Bridge Bricks. In this review and speed build, I'll be assembling Brickheadz set number 40422, horrifyingly called Frankenstein. Now, this set came out recently during autumn fall of 2020 and comes with 108 pieces and retails here in the UK for £10 and in the US for $10, giving it a piece count of roughly 9p. So that's the brief. Let's dive in and take a closer look. So I've had a couple of new things come my way on the channel this week. Of course, there was earlier on this week, issue 1 of the Avengers magazine, and now we've got this, a brand spanking new thing from Brickheadz. Just when you thought it was all over, they come up with a new theme, and it's a pretty good one as well. I'm liking it. It's a good first impression. This is, of course, the Universal Monsters Brickheadz, which is a brand new license, and who knows where this is going to go. But anyway, we'll touch on that a little bit later. So this is set 111 from Brickheadz, but it's called Frankenstein, and there lies a wee problem I've got with the name of this set. You see, Frankenstein was the scientist that created this chap here. This chap hasn't really even got a name. He's just referred to in the movies or pretty much anywhere, especially in the books, as Frankenstein's monster. But of course, he's synonymous with the name, and I guess you could say he's almost part of the family. But really, Frankenstein was the scientist, and this is Frankenstein's monster. But that aside, I think for simplicity, and certainly for the rest of this review, I'll either call him Frankie, or maybe even Frankenstein as well. Anyway, let me know what you think about that naming convention down in the description below. But onwards and upwards with the review anyway. First impressions, I've got to say, I do like it. I like the fact, first of all, he's all monochrome. I think that's pretty good going. I haven't seen anything like that since, I don't know, the Lego Ideas Steamboat Willie set. I think that was pretty cool. And that was all set in kind of monochrome, black, white and grey. And this is here is pretty much the same here, taking on the classic look of the Universal Monsters from the 1930s classic horror movies. So around the back here, it's kind of a depiction here. You can just sort of subtly see it. There's like chapel windows there. We've got these great big giant volts of electricity flying here, there and everywhere. And then over here, you've got these like the Teslas and kind of instruments there from a laboratory, which is of course where this chap was created. Then around this side, we've got a really, really nice picture there of Frankenstein himself, the classic looking Frankenstein monster. He's brilliant, isn't he? He's got that kind of lazy eye there. They've picked that out quite nicely. You've got these bolts there in his neck, which is of course what he used to actually give him life in the movies. And you've got these great big scars across his forehead. And then in contrast with the actual artwork behind it, you've got these spooky trees there that kind of surrounded the castle. You've got them chapel windows there again, and you've got more sort of instruments there that brought him life. So yeah, that's pretty good. I like him that. Let me know what you think about that artwork as well down in the comments below. And then you've got this here. This is a simple picture that just shows you how to perch him on its stand. So nothing too massive going on there. Nothing going on there at all. That's pretty boring, isn't it? And then around the top here, well, we've got two things actually that are kind of quite subtle really in a lot of ways. First of all, you've got this printed piece there, or the kind of main image of what will be the printed piece. And then what I'm liking about this particular Brickheadz as well is this new trend, just like the Monkey King Brickheadz, is that you've just got a nice flap to open it up. I mean, it's so much more easy. Before we used to have those thumb presses, you used to demolish the box altogether. But anyway, that's a pretty good cue actually to finally get to see what's inside it. Okay, so inside the box, there's not too much to write home about. We've got 3 bags, one big 8x8 plate, and of course, a bit of a curled up instruction manual. So let's take a look at this bag, shall we? See what's in here. There's not too much going on here. We've got the printed piece in there. You can just about make that out. And of course, we've got the pink 2x2 brick in there as well, which I love that. I think that's such a cool thing to have in every sort of Brickheadz that's ever built. This one here, that's not a lot going on there at all. This one's kind of interesting, and hopefully you'll see it just there. Look at that, look, there's a new eye for this. Instead of the usual standard Brickheadz eyes, this particular one, Frankenstein, it comes with some new ones there. Instead of being roundish, they're kind of arched, and you've got kind of square pupils in there as well. I'm liking that. I look forward to see what that looks like as well. So that's that. We've got this nice big plate there. That's going to be what he stands on, so nothing too exciting there, but useful nonetheless. And then we've got this curled up one as well. Oh, tear it. Why does it come like that of all places? I'd rather have a much smaller one, a bit like what I have with my popping poly bags. But anyway, let's take a look inside and see what we've got here. You never know, they might tell us about some other stuff that's coming out. But no, straight into the build that side. What we've got around the back of it then, into here, into what comes with it, what parts come with it there. And then, yeah, straight into it. Yeah, okay, I see. Not too much there at all, actually. Not giving away anything there. I thought we might have an exclusive for you or something like that. So anyway, this is where we want to get to, of course, after this short speed build. So when they go get a Brickheadz right, they really do get them right. And this one is definitely right, and very, very displayable. I mean, I think he looks absolutely brilliant. I really do. I mean, there's just everything about him is quintessentially Frankenstein's monster. I think he looks absolutely brilliant. And I think the fact that he's kind of all these different greys and whites and silvers and blacks, I don't know, I just think it adds a bit of character to him. I think he looks brilliant. I mean, this just looks like he's just walked out of a 1930s Universal film and he needs to have his makeup taken off or something like that. I think he's absolutely brilliant. I mean, look at his head, for example. I mean, these are called Brickheadz after all, but I mean, just look at those eyes there. I mean, the fact that they're normally on a round tile with square prints on them, and you've got these kind of just slightly changed there with it's arched, and of course, they're rectangular pieces. I think they're fantastic. It'll be interesting to see how people use those going forward as well. And then the head itself in general is fantastic. The build of it was brilliant. I mean, it was a very standard kind of Brickheadz kind of build. There's nothing too outstanding about it other than really the colours and the fact that you've got this elongated head using a kind of a couple of extra bricks there and some plates as well. But I mean, just look at this forehead here. I mean, look at that tile. It's fantastic, isn't it? With the shimmering silver effect going across it, and you know, making up the staples there on a badly scarred forehead, and you've got this scar going down there as well. I mean, my word, it makes Harry Potter's scar on his forehead look like a minor scratch or something like that. I mean, that's quite devastating, that sort of scratch. But let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. And then you've got this clever use there of these claw pieces, making up, you know, the perfect Frankenstein monster forehead. I think it's brilliant. I really do think the designers absolutely knocked it out of the park there. Anyway, doesn't stop there, it gets even better. Around the side here, you've got a clever use of the wedges there, and you've got this this stud here, this very chromy stud, which of course is perfectly coloured there for it. In more ways than one, of course, because in real life it would have been that kind of colour as well. Then around the back, you've got this great big plate here, this 4x4 plate with this 2x4 tile as well, and that all sits on a great big long 6x4 plate. Anyway, I mean, there's not many pieces with this. I mean, just managing to get over 100 pieces, but there are plenty of plates in this. There really is. And then looking at the torso, I mean, you've got these, the exclusive print there of a kind of dishevelled jacket. I think it's perfect. I think it works very well for Frankenstein's monster. I really do. And then round the back, there's not too much going on there. It's a bit bland, it's a bit grey, but you know what? It is kind of what it looked like. I've got to be honest, it really does. I mean, what really does stand out for me is that Lego made not only a great choice in the design of this particular Frankenstein, but they kind of went ahead and did it in all these different kind of monochrome colours as well. I think it's clever, and I think it absolutely works. A real treat. So overall then, what are my thoughts on this new Universal Monsters sub-theme from Lego Brickheadz? Well, if you happen to be a film buff or a fan of the more pure black and white horror movies from way back in the day, or if you just want to give someone a present this Halloween, then this is probably an affordable set for you. Now, in regards to the colour, I think it's absolutely brilliant. Now, it might be contentious to some, but personally speaking, I think the kind of monochrome black, grey, white and silver actually give him more character, and he definitely sticks out up against all those other Brickheadz that are out there as well. I'm loving the prints as well. I think the jacket's absolutely fine, and I love the staple effect going across the forehead there. But there are, of course, two crucial questions to be asked. One, what's going to be the next one that comes from this particular theme? Personally speaking, I'm pinning all my hopes on Dracula. He was one of my characters, or at least one of my favourite characters from that particular genre. But let me know what you would like to see down in the comments below. And the second question, and of course, just like Frankenstein himself, will he spark new life into our much loved Brickheadz? Thank you as always for tuning in to London Bridge Bricks. Please do let me know your thoughts on this new Brickheadz license down in the comments below. And if you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep up to date with Lego do's and goings on with London Bridge Bricks, then please do follow the channel on Twitter and Instagram. And of course, if you're new around here, why not hit that subscribe button and become a big part of the LBB family. I'll leave you there with some videos that I think you might like.